everyone, nubkeks here, welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video I'm giving you my guide for Rector Drath, an epic support champion for the Knight Revenant faction, and actually one of the best epic champions in the game. I believe at the time of recording, she is actually one of the champions you can get on a brand new account if you follow referral links from certain content creators and stuff like that. Now, I don't have one of those codes, but you could Google it online. I presume we'll probably find a bunch of people watching this video that actually, got her from their login reward and want to find out if she's good or not. And good news, yes, she's incredible, will help you a lot in the early game, and is even super viable up into the end game as well. She's really, really good. Let's take a look at what she does and what makes her so good. Her A1, Scepter of Authority, attacks one enemy. When booked up, 50% chance of putting 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. This is actually a solid A1. Not bad at all. This is a great debuff, really good for clan boss dungeons, Doom Tower, any hard-hitting bosses. It's only single target, but it's actually reasonable for A1. Her A2 then is really her big move in combination with her passive, Necro Mutation. 4-turn cooldown when it's booked, heals all allies by 20% of this champion's maximum HP, and she has really high max HP, so you can crank that up and get a really good heal out. After healing, puts Perfect Veil for 2 turns on all allies with full HP. Places a 15% continuous heal buff for 1 turn instead on all allies with less than 100% HP. So the continuous heal buff in itself is actually, that's an okay heal. That's okay. It's much worse than this Perfect Veil buff though. Because of her passive really specifically. Perfect Veil, by the way, gives you 15% damage reduction. It's quite significant, so it adds a nice bit of survivability to anyone that is under that Perfect Veil, which is awesome. And then also they can't be directly targeted unless everyone has Perfect Veil. I guess that's one of the things with Rector, is that, she tends to put Perfect Veil on everyone. So in terms of targeting, it's as if no one had it, right? They can target whoever they want at that point. But if Perfect Veil falls off one person, that's the person who will be targeted. Can get them in a bit of danger if they're the squishy champion, but it is what it is. Let's talk about her passive before her revive. Her passive, Master of Ghosts, when an ally under Veil or Perfect Veil buff gets a turn, heal them by 10% of their max HP. This is why I say that Perfect Veil is better than continuous heal. It's basically a 10% continuous heal for 2 turns. So you get more healing out of it than this, while also getting the damage reduction effect as well, and increasing the resistance of allies under Veil or Perfect Veil buffs by 50. This is particularly good in Doom Tower and in Hydra. That's sort of the more endgame content where you're actually going to be able to build up your resistance a bit higher, and actually, having resistance style builds and trying to stop bosses hitting you with resistance. This is where it becomes really good. So that's awesome. Then her A3 Spirit Form, 4-turn cooldown when it's booked up, revives a single ally with 60% HP and 60% turn meter. Also gives them Perfect Veil for 3 turns, so it's giving them that resistance. It's going to heal them even more. This is a fantastic single target revive. This is really, really good. That's a lot of HP and turn meter to come back. Usually the really good single target revives are 50% HP, 50% turn meter, so you're getting a bit of a bonus on top of that. And the Perfect Veil for 3 whole turns is excellent as well, and it's a pretty short cooldown, so it's very good. And then 55 ally resist in Doom Tower battles. Let's look at her build now. Obviously, if you're starting out, if you're a newer player, you're not going to have anything like these sort of stats. But let me point out to you the important things that you want to shoot for. So this is going to be way more than you will have if you're newer. So number 1, I think you do want to try to get her good speed. So put her in good speed gear, crank that speed up. As a new player, really minimum, once you're a couple of weeks into the game, a month into the game, whatever it is, 170 speed is really the bare minimum. For Rector Drath, you really want to be pushing her 200 speed plus, and the more speed you can give her, the better. After that, we're just going to give her defensive stats. We're going to give her a good chunk of HP, good chunk of defense, so that she can stay alive. HP being preferred overall, I would say, because it's going to make her max HP heal be more powerful. We don't care about crit rate or crit damage. We don't care about attack at all. We can ignore all of those. Resistance is really good, and you can see I've cranked it up here. This is sort of building on her resistance aura, building on the resistance from her Perfect Veil passive as well. This is definitely something you can do for more end game content. Now, I've got actually only 50 for my Great Hall, so this is something I'm still working on actually myself. 15 from Faction Guardians, right? So this is kind of optional, but for endgame, I'd really recommend it. I think it can be excellent just to avoid those debuff steals, all that sort of stuff. It makes her powerful in the arena as well. It's a really great stat on your reviving champions, because basically it means people come in and try to put decreased defense. They try to put weaken on those champions. Debuffs that make them easy to kill, decrease speed, whatever. They try to stun them, freeze them, and she just shrugs it all off. She doesn't get any of those, which makes her way more difficult to kill, and you just can't stop her healing. You can't stop her reviving. That's why I like it. Accuracy, then, we've built it up. 250 is fine. It does fall off. That's not enough for endgame. More like 300 plus for endgame stuff is really what you're aiming for, so I'm a bit low in terms of that. For earlier in the game, like level 20 dungeons, you want about 200. So yeah, there you go. And obviously if you're in lower dungeons, you can knock off like 10 accuracy per dungeon level. Yeah, in terms of her gear, her weapon's not fully rolled up, and I'm running low on glyphs and everything, so it's not even glyphed up yet. But we're looking for pieces with good speed. I have her, in terms of the sets, Immortal set, Resistance set, Resilient set. Upping her defenses, essentially, is what I'm looking for here. Yeah, I was trying to get a lot of pieces with resistance on them. HP percentage gauntlets, resistance chest plate. Again, you could swap this for HP percent or defense percent. Accuracy, even if you need to get that to hit your accuracy, whatever you need. Speed boots for sure. And then HP ring, you could have a defense ring either. HP neck, you could have, again, defense or HP neck, doesn't matter. And then I have a resistance banner with some speed on it. The attack, obviously no good, but there you are. You could swap this with an accuracy banner if you need to hit your accuracy. If you're not going to hit a good resistance number, there's no point in having resistance. You could put her in a defensive banner instead. So lots of options there. Quickly, in terms of other sets, would I put her in any other sets? So speed's obviously good. Like life defense, that sort of thing is good. Accuracy, if you need to hit the accuracy. Resistance is fine. Any other really good ones? Regen, I will say she doesn't need. I think you're going to struggle to find good regen sets, and there's other characters that need it more. She actually has a ton of healing, and she's really tanky, so she doesn't need that heal every turn. She's already healing loads. She's, the reviver with probably the most healing in the entire game. Shield set could be a good option. Gives a ally shield, and she's got high enough HP. Relentless could be an okay option for some extra turns to cycle through her stuff, but you probably don't have too much Relentless gear. Stalwart if you want to make her super tanky. Curing if you've got curing stuff. It's not great set, but it could be alright. That sort of stuff. Again, Divine Speed's very nice. Resilience is solid. Perception is solid. Speed and accuracy. All that sort of stuff in the Doom Tower sets. For her Masteries, this is what I like to build her as. So we are going down all the way down the left-hand side of the offense tree. This is really just to get War Master. Okay, she's so good against so many bosses. This is what actually enables her to do any damage against those bosses. So you can put her in against the Demon Lord. She's going to be incredible early game against the Demon Lord. She'd be very helpful. Basically, every boss should be very helpful. This is basically going to be what makes her do any damage at all. That's where all of her damage will come from, and it's a decent chunk. Then we're going to get her Steadfast. You could get her Pinpoint Accuracy if you're struggling, but I want to go down the left-hand side here. I want to get her Lay on Hands, 5% more healing. More healing if the target is 40% HP or less. Give her Turn Meter when her buffs expire. She's casting out a lot of Veil, so that's good. Going to get her more bonuses from more artifact sets. Merciful Aid, more healing if the champions are crowd controlled. And then this is the really important one here. This is the big thing you want to get. 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion. Extend those perfect veils. Extend the continuous heals. Yeah, I think that's sort of the go-to. And then Spirit Haste, speed for each dead ally, so she can get around to her revive faster. Let's see her in action then. So the first place I'm going to throw her in is going to be, let's throw her into like a level 20 dragon, just to give you an idea. And let's put in squishy champions. Okay, this is all right. No, it's not a squishy team. But this was my previous squishy team. So we won't put in any legendaries. Well, I guess we should put in Rector. She'd probably be the first thing to put in. We could put in, I'm seeing, do we have any epics here that are early enough login rewards that aren't built very tanky? We could put in, here we go, Haikatoon. Stick her in. I mean, she's kind of tanky, but put her in. Let's put in our War Maiden for decrease. Let's put in Galek, actually starter champion. And yeah, I guess we'll put in Frozen Banshee as well. This is a pretty you know, okay, they're all level 60, but this should give you a good indication of how she's going to perform with, you know, these earlier game champions, mostly rare champions. And we'll just see. You can see her going in there. I've got her running fast. One downside is that this passive ability, every time someone takes a turn with Perfect Veil, she does the power move. She's got her power stance. I'm healing you, you know. So that kind of sucks. It does add. It's just, you know, it's that tiny animation that adds up over the course of a run. That's probably your biggest downside, to be honest. Here you can see again. Look, Galek has got that decreased defense. Most of my champions actually resisted it because I've got, you know, a great haul and stuff with resistance built. But the important thing is Rector Drath resists it, so that hey, Galek might die during this run. That's okay. But look at all this healing, right? Look at all this healing. There's no one else on this team that heals. Galek got smacked. Doesn't even care. We don't even care. Rector has picked him up. And she's just pumping out healing. Look, every time Galek takes a turn, 3,000 health. When she takes a turn, she's healing herself for 6,000. She's just pumping out that heal over and over and over. And like I said, these champions aren't built in completely crazy gear. This is going to be something like you were seeing. You will see in your own runs when you get there. This is pretty standard stuff. And she's just helping us through. Like, they're not even making a dent in us. Pretty much because of that damage reduction. Okay, here we go. Here's a dent. Perfect. 30,000 hits coming out from Horden. And this is where, again, Rector's awesome. Here she comes in. Revive. She comes in high health. She's got Perfect Veil on. So right now, these guys cannot attack Frozen Banshee, who just died and got revived, because she's got Perfect Veil on. They have to target the people who don't have the Veil. So for 3 turns, Frozen Banshee is protected. She came back at 60% HP, and she's getting healed for 10% max HP every turn. So she'd come out of that Perfect Veil at 90% HP, or well, she would if Rector wasn't going to come in and just heal her up herself. But yeah, as you can see, like this level 20 dungeon, no problem, right? Absolutely no problem with Rector running here. And as well, you can see for this level of dungeon, for the stats that we have, we'll see how the dragon does. The dragon's going to hit us harder. Like, Rector's not even come close. She's not even come close to being killed here. It's totally fine. She's going to be a complete monster. Even with worse gear, worse stats, she's still going to be huge. Here she comes in again with this, with the heal. The nice thing about it is that because she does throw out that heal, right? She throws out her heal just on cooldown. But the nice thing is that while technically the heal itself is wasted, the fact that the Perfect Veil is giving you that damage reduction, it's giving you the resistance, it still feels like it's useful. There she goes. She's put decrease attack on the dragon, so when the dragon smacks us, it's going to do a lot more damage. And you can see her damage. She's hitting it for 8,000, but really she's also proccing War Master hits for about 40,000, and that's where her damage is coming from. You can see same thing with all of these champions here are built with War Master, and that is where actually I don't think Galek has it, but that's where everyone's damage really is going to come from. Yeah. So there you go. It's certainly with this group, it's not a fast run really, but it shows you roughly speaking what she's doing. I want to show you more stuff after this, which will sort of really demonstrate just the potency of Rector. We'll put her into the final floor of Faction Wars, and then we'll throw her into like Hydra on a harder difficulty as well for some proper endgame stuff. So I'm going to skip to... No, you know what? Screw it. I'll stay here so I don't have to edit the video. I'm being lazy. I mean, you're watching the end of this dragon run with me. God damn it. No, I won't. I'll skip to the end. I'll see you in a second. Okay, here we are at the end of Dragon 20. She did 1 million healing over the course of that run. Again, the damage is nothing really to talk about, but it's her ability to keep the team alive is really what's special. Let's crank up the difficulty. Let's go into stage 24. Let's go into stage 24, because I think most of these are blue affinity champions. War Maiden is red. I don't think there's a void one. Oh no, okay, let's go stage 23, which is void affinity. Let's just go with this one. So much harder at this point. And yeah, let's see how this goes. We're up against some void champions. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, boom. Damage is coming in. Here we go. Okay. Good. Oh, man. I've been kind of thinking like, man, this poor video. Rector's doing too good of a job, but here we are. These enemies now are absolutely smacking hard. They're killing multiple people. And Rector, she has a 4-turn cooldown on her revive. It's only a single target revive, so it's going to take her a while to pick people back up. But you can see those AoE hits are coming in. And yeah, people are falling over for sure. But she's mostly topping people up, and then she's going to pick them up. One by one again, she's going to pick them up. This is level 23 dungeon. This is a lot harder than what we've done before. These champions are certainly not geared for it. They're not in crazy gear or anything like that. But Rector, she's going to pull them through. Again, it's not a fast run. This is not a speed run. Not at all. But she's going to get us there. She absolutely will. Look at this. Boom. She's picked up another one. And you can see the healing coming back through again as well. Yeah, pretty much in... Boom. There goes Galek. One shot once again. No problem. Rector, she's doing her power stance. She'll be back. I think you get the idea, guys. I'm just going to waste my energy. I don't care. But yeah, we can see coming through right there. She's already pumped out 500,000 healing. Tons of healing. Picking people back up one by one. She herself can't be touched. Unkillable. To give you a similar idea, let's go and show her in the Faction Wars, which is open today. Recording this video a few days in advance. So hello from the past. I hope you're good. So this is obviously like an end gamey sort of team, but it's actually not that good. This team is ridiculous. So basically it's the second wave really that we want to get onto, where we've got to fight 3 Valkyries. This is one of the worst faction crypts in the game. And you'll see we've got no way to stop the Valkyries putting shields on themselves and counterattack. So we're going to be beat the heck up. And we're going to be able to see Rector just, again, keep picking people up over and over again. She's going to just pick them up. They get knocked down. She's going to pick them back up. Tomb Lord over here on the far left, he's really, for me, carrying this particular faction crypt. Kind of weirdly enough, I've got a ton of legendaries for Night Revenants. But apart from Rector Drath, and I guess Skullcrown over here on the right, though she's in like a 0-speed arena build for some meme content. But I'm missing all the regular, really good legendaries, like Miscreated Monster and all that sort of stuff that would normally make this much easier. All right, so here we are. We're onto the nasty wave. 3 Valkyries. Joy of joys. This is kind of difficult. You kind of want Miscreated Monster in there. You can also potentially put in like Sinacia and Skullcrown. Sinacia's Skullcrown's sister. I don't have her though, unfortunately. But look at this. We're getting absolutely slammed by these Valkyries. It's horrible, right? It's absolutely horrible. But let's see. Rector Drath, she's going to keep people stable through all of this nonsense that is coming at us. And Versilf the Grim, he was on the fusions last year. A lot of people, I think, really underrate Versilf the Grim. I really like him. He's just like such a tank. He's such a tanky unit. And I absolutely think it's great. But yeah, you can see Rector, she's picking everyone back up, guys. She's picking them up. Everyone got slammed down. Rector says, no. You guys aren't dying. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. I'm picking you back up again. I'm healing you up. I'm going to top you up. And we basically just get through this wave with attrition. Usually this is a pain in the ass. You're kind of going to go through with like a bunch of stun sets and hope you get lucky. Poor old Night Revenants. I hope they add some maybe more epics or legendary stuff that's more tailored to fighting these Valkyrie waves. Like, look at this. Another frickin' shield. Another set of counterattack gone up. Such a hassle. But Rector says, we're not failing this run today. I'm pulling us through. And there we go, guys. I've been having a great time. It's the most exciting 7 minutes of my life. But as we see at the end, by the way, like I said, Tomb Lord really carrying the damage with the poisons. But Rector Drath, look at this. Basically, no one else is healing on this team. And you got to see, especially on that Valkyrie wave, and obviously the boss is doing it as well, they're slamming us with so much damage. How the heck are we getting through? Rector Drath, almost 2 million healing. She's absolutely doing a great job. Let me set up a Hydra team with her, and let me show you Hydra. Okay, so let's take a look at this team. We're going into Hard Hydra. Certainly not a budget team. Got tons of legendaries in here, but Rector Drath as the epic is going to do a ton of work. I'm actually not sure. By the time I post this video, this Hydra rotation might have ended. Basically, my girlfriend had surgery. She's getting out of the hospital tomorrow at lunchtime as of time of recording this video. But I'm basically recording stuff in advance to so I can like upload it while I'm away. I'm going to take some time off to be looking after her. But yeah, basically what we're going to see in this Hydra team, I'm probably going to have to cancel it. I suspect we might die. I'm curious. So this was the team I was running on normal last time to test out Yannicka, who's the legendary from the clan shop. You can see we're working on her. She's getting absolutely slammed. But that's okay. That's okay. We've got Arbiter and Vizix. These are obviously guaranteed champions from your logons. Ninja, if you got Ninja. But here we go. Rector, she's already coming in. She's doing her res. One fun thing about this comp is that Yannicka and Ninja are 2 damage champions that actually put Perfect Veil on themselves. And again, Rector is just going to be enhancing that. Rector is going to be making that better. As you see, we are going to get slammed here in terms of health. We don't have enough. I think we don't have quite enough to survive. We'll see. We'll see. This team might be a little bit too squishy. But fun thing here, another fun thing that Rector is doing is that she's going in, and with her single target decrease attack, you can put it on some of these dangerous enemies, like the Head of Wrath, who hits really hard. Case in point, he comes in, he hits really hard. Rector can put decrease attack on him. So you can kind of, this time it actually works out affinity-wise. She does it by default. But you could, target her on and make sure she puts decreased attack on the Head of Wrath. The big thing that she does that's super special for Hydra is this Head of Torment. He puts True Fear whenever he's attacked by enemies not under Perfect Veil buffs. And certainly, like right now in the game, there's very few champions that put out AoE Perfect Veil. There was the Tatura Rhymehide fusion for the legendary High Elf. That was at Christmas, but if you missed that one, you could be kind of out of luck. One of the nice things about this, again, look how hard everyone else is being smashed. Look how tanky Rector is. Like, she's so good. She is so good. It's so easy to build her to survive. Though, that being said, I think I might need to cancel this run. He's going to hit really hard here. This could get spooky. This could get spooky. I don't want to waste my key. No, we're fine. Look at that. Rector, she's just standing strong. Arbiter, she's getting beat up. Vizix is getting beat up. Everyone's getting beat up right here. And okay, we're going to cancel out right now. But right, I could res up Arbiter, and then she could res everyone else. You can see this team, I was using it on normal, because it's good against normal. Not very good against hard. It is a little bit too squishy for this circumstance. Rector not able to keep everyone alive here when we've got too many squishy champions, unfortunately. We'd want to be bringing in like increased defense and some shielding would be pretty nice to make this one work on hard. But you can see Rector coming in there. She's so tanky. She's so solid. She's like the bedrock of that team. She's going to be doing absolutely tons of healing. Let me get you a screenshot so you can see. Okay, so here we go. This is actually the recording I did of it on normal difficulty last week, seeing how far it could go. And you can see like on normal, this team absolutely smashes it. Because the Hydra just doesn't do enough damage to actually start picking people off, and Arbiter can like keep up with healing people and stuff like that. But if we come right to the end here, let's see the damage and the healing and the stats and whatnot, and this will give you a rough idea in terms of Hydra, in terms of what they can do. You can see that the other healing, like, so you're like, does Ninja heal? No, this healing is coming from Leech. Basically, Yannicka puts AoE Leech up, which is how the others are healing themselves. But Rector, she's doing tons of healing here. She's keeping this team up. She's keeping them stable. Like I said, you go into hard difficulty, and I think probably, some block buffs would be good to minimize the poison damage. Increased defense would be good. That sort of thing. Some strengthens, some shielding for this particular rotation. There's a lot of damage coming in from these heads, so that would be a good idea. But on normal, it smashed it. And you can see just how effective Rector is in terms of being a healer and in terms of what she can do. She's very strong. Very, very good. Yeah, one of the best epic healers in the game. Yeah, there you go. I think that gives you an idea of what Rector can do. And like I said, she's in pretty good gear for me. She's in pretty good gear. If you get her earlier in the game, she's not going to be that geared up, but she's still going to be super survivable. It's not hard to build her tanky, right? 11,000 base defense, 17,000 base health, 109 base speed. She's very quick. And yeah, it works amazingly well. I use her in my Hydra teams. I don't have 3 champions. Like, she's one of my Perfect Veil champions. She's one of the ways I get through one of my Hydra keys. She's in one of my keys every week right now for that Perfect Veil. And yeah, she brings Revive too. She's just awesome. She is awesome. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you next time for more. Let me know if there's other champions you want guides on as well. I always like to take that feedback into account. But yeah, I thought I'd do a Rector guide today, especially for newer players. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.